Okay, morning everyone, sun's out. Hopefully today's gonna be a really good day. Gonna make the most of everything. So a real long day. Also, first day I get to road test these Bluetooth headphones. So that's pretty cool and I'm excited for that. Okay, so this here is a lawn that's going to get overseeded, scarified, overseeded, fertilised and top dressed. Now when I came here for the quote, which was in the winter, this lawn was a newly laid lawn, but it was full of red thread. So what I did was I sprayed it with iron as normal code of practice, if you like, and what the iron has done is not only greened the grass up, but I'll try and insert a photo, but here was all full of red thread. When you see red thread, quite often it's just an iron deficiency, a nitrogen deficiency, so just to hit it with some fertiliser will cure it quite often before you have to go down the road of using a fungicide. Now that's fine, but when you get into the autumn you don't really want to be putting down high nitrogen. So what I found is actually just a high dose of iron actually has a massive effect. Lawn is now scarified and cleared up, and now I've already seeded it. If you look down, you can see that. It's now seed all into the grooves made by the scarifier, and now we're going with some pre-seed, which is, as you can see, it's an 8-12-8, so the highest number is the phosphate, which is good for seed development. These are the steel headphones. They're okay, to be fair. They're alright, not bad. I took them off earlier, it was a little bit hot, but generally pretty good. So the sound quality is good, definitely. Even if they were just noise cancelling headphones, I think that would be quite good. I think if I was listening to some podcasts, especially with the blower on, it could have done with being just a little bit louder. But I think that was just because it was a podcast and they were talking quite softly. As I showed there, the music's still pretty loud, so there's no sort of issues on that front. But anyways, finished here. So it's certainly one of those days today. There's always that day in the year when all the phone, sun comes out and the phone rings, and today is that day. Hello. Yeah, speaking. Okay, so job one done. Scarified, seeded, fertilised, top dressed, and then quickly washed in. Watered it in. There's always that one day of the year when the phone rings. It's normally at a weekend, but obviously it's been wet so far, and today has been that day. The phone has not stopped ringing at all, which is quite a nice feature, having the the still headphones on because it means you can hear the phone ringing, which makes life easier, so you don't miss any calls. Although some of them I have been letting go to answer phone just because I'm not going to get finished today otherwise, and then I'll call them all back later. So I'm now going on to the next job, which is just going to be a scarifying job and a weed and a feed, if you like. And then we'll see what the time is, and I reckon I can then get another one in, but that's just going to be a mowing job, and I'll probably break out the 30-inch Toro mower just to get round a bit quicker. So I think it'll be getting pretty late by the time I've finished. Anyway, on to the next. Second garden today. This is just going to be scarifying and weed killing and fertilising. Traditionally I do the front garden as well, but today I'm not because I think they're turning it into more parking and driveway. All done. How long did that take? Took about an hour, I think. And as you can see, it's really bad. That was one pass, and it's just moss and thatch. This client in particular, he just has me in once a year just to scarify and fertilise, and then that's it. He doesn't have any more of the treatments throughout the year. I have explained that, you know, if you maintain the grass throughout the year, it's not going to be as bad. But you know, that's what he chooses to do, and that's fine. So one thing I would say on the headphones is, so far so good. Up there is a little battery by the headphones, and that's obviously the battery life of the headphones. So that's pretty good. But the phone, and it's connected by Bluetooth, is now on 17%, and that's probably caused down to the fact that my phone's been going crazy. Loads of phone calls, loads of text messages, some I've just let go to voicemail. Also I've been doing a little bit of Instagramming as well, so you know, you've got to sort of bear that in mind. But obviously I thought batteries might go, so I brought spare batteries, so I'm just going to charge the phone while it's still in the pocket. What I love about this is the freedom to move around. I can take my phone out and I haven't got to worry about getting a wire caught or anything. So so far, really impressed. particular lawn, I've just finished spraying a selective weed killer. It's been scarified, it's been collected, weeds have been killed or slowly dying, and now all that's left to do is to fertilise. And then, depending what the time is, we might move on to the next one. It's currently 4 o'clock, so if I can get done and get to the next one by 5, then I'll definitely give it a go. But there's certainly a couple hours of work there as well, but I've got to make the most of the sunshine. The fertiliser I normally use for the springtime is it's a Rick Taylor product, and especially when I've scarified, if I'm not overseeding or anything, then there's the go-to kind of fertiliser is, actually it's a different bag, but it's a 900 with 11% iron, and if you put that out at 35 grams per square metre, I think that qualifies as a moss killer. It's a great product, really sort of kick-starts the grass in the early spring, and then the iron takes care of any moss. So a day like today is brilliant, where I've just scarified the thatch and the moss. Now what I can do is I can feed the grass, get it to start growing, but at the same time any moss which remains, and there'll always be some left, the iron will take care of that. Everything fertilised. You can just see the little white prills in the grass there. So other than packing up, there's just one other job I need to do, and that is to blow the patio off. That's something I'd always do whenever I fertilise, but particularly on this occasion, because it's so high with the iron content, it really will stain the patio. You can just see here, you can see all the fertiliser which has just spilt over. It's not the end of the world, I'm just going to blow it straight back on. There'll be no issues there. Okay, all done. So scarified, cleared up, weeded and feeded, if that's the thing. Now it's 16:38, so I've now got to go drop a few things off. I'm going to get the big mower, the Toro 30-inch, just to speed up the last lawn, which is just going to be cutting it, preparing it for next week, where I'll be scarifying and seeding it and what have you. Lost my battery though. Right, found it. Right. On to the next. This way. Right, so I'm on to the third job now. Job I'm doing in a couple of weeks is these some trees that have been taken out, so I'm going to seed all those areas, level them off a little bit more as well. But for today it's just cutting. I've already gone around with the strimmer. Really mossy lawn, but this was covered in trees, so it's had a lot of work done to it. Anyway, this is the lawn today, last one. So that's why I brought the big mower, just to try and get me finished. It's, what time is it now? It's 8 o'clock, sorry, 8 o'clock, it's 6 o'clock. Be finished by 8. I used the striking kit once before, and I used it just on its own, but I've actually just filled it with water. Be interested to see if that makes a difference. Now I've already put the brackets on, they live on there now, so all I need to do is put these pins out. Should slide in. day one of sunshine is over, and that's pretty much it now. So you can just make out the lawn over there. So it's been striped with the 30-inch mower. All I've got to do now is I don't need the trailer tomorrow, so get rid of the trailer, get rid of the 30-inch, and then I'm done. Still pretty wet around here, but it's vast improvements of how it has been. So there's the 30-inch stripes. A little bit shorter than what I probably should have gone, but should be scarifying tomorrow. No, sorry, not tomorrow, next week. So it's always nice to take it a little bit lower than normal. Anyways, morning, day 2 of sunshine, or day 2 of no rain anyway. First house, just going to cut, and then oh, car coming. Just going to cut, and then springtime weed and feed. Just had one cut this year and an iron treatment. There's the stripes from last time, which would have been a couple of weeks ago. And we're going to stand these stripes out now, which still exist from last year. First lawn done, it's been cut, fed and sprayed for weeds. Now I've just got to go around the back and do the other 3. Okay, so these are the other lawns. I think you've seen these before. Really long, really tufted, especially considering they've already had one cut this year. Wow, really tufted. Okay, second house down, striped, fertilised, selective weed killer put down. So far so good. Still rocking the headphones. Battery on them is still really strong, so that's great. Struggling with the battery and everything else at the moment, but I think that's just because I'm dealing with photos and emails and everything else. But well, it's now 10 past 10. On to the next one. So this is a really nice landscape garden, and I've been trying to cut this for a couple of weeks now, but it is so wet, and I guess it's difficult to see, but the rain just comes, all the water just comes off the hill and it comes in, and I mean this is the best it's going to be. Obviously yesterday was really sunny, today's dry too. The other lawns are not too bad. This section here, so I've already edged it, just going to blow all the clippings back onto the lawn. These bushes have all been cut back now, so that's left a big bare area which I'm going to seed in a couple of weeks, but hopefully I'll scarify it too, so it's just waiting for it to be dry enough. But I'm going to try and cut everything, meet the giraffes. I'll cut that section too. I'll cut that the other way though, as those stripes might be the only stripes I put down for a couple of weeks. And that's where their offices are, so they'll be able to look at the stripes on a daily basis, which I know is what they like. Okay, so all done here now. Got this lawn all striped. Haven't done this area here, just left it. There's no sense in, oh, it's horrible. So you can see there I've striped that section but just left all this bit in here. It looks smarter to just leave it than to try and cut it and rut it all up. Okay, stripe this bit up nice. So that's 2 down, I've got 2 more to go, and I've just got a quote to do in between. Moss killer's working a treat. This is the third house of the day, and this is quite a big back garden, and this is the run out strimmer cord, that's why I've stopped. And this is, I think, the only lawn which I use a ride-on mower, and basically the client bought this for me to use, brand new, never been used before. I'm the only person who's ever used it. It's about 2 or 3 years old now. John Deere X 305R, and it's a pretty good bit of kit, to be honest. Really good at mulching the leaves, and pretty quick as well. He actually said if ever he moved from here, then, you know, I could have it. So we'll wait to see if that's true or not. But so I've already cut the front lawn, I'll show you that in a minute. So this is the back lawn. When I first started here, this was all just one big rectangle bit of grass. Perfect for a football pitch, but they've had it landscaped and all these beds and stuff put in there. And it makes it a little bit more challenging with the ride-on mower. I wonder if the Toro 30-inch would actually be easier now, but you know, it's here, so I might as well use it. The other issue is it's really soft, always, especially over in that corner. It's really damp, so I'll basically be cutting everywhere apart from that area there where I just end up rutting it up. just show you the front quickly. Unbelievably, the weather's been amazing for the last couple of days. It's busy up here. Okay, so back lawn is striped. Now that's striped, let's stripe the front as well. Whoosh. Just going to do a final weed and feed on this lawn, and then that's pretty much it. Yeah, it doesn't stripe up quite as well. This lawn always struggles. Being south facing, it burns up during the summer. It's always the first of all my lawns to burn up, and then the fact that it's on a real steep slope means that anytime we do get any rain, it just rolls straight off it. And so that's it. So you followed me now for 2 days. I hope you like this kind of vlog. A little bit geek to freak styly perhaps. Sorry there were no sneaky snacks, and nothing was really that freaky, and there was no reasons to not be scared. But other than that, it was very similar. All I've got to do now is to just go home, empty the van out, always empty the van out at night, wash the spreader out. Obviously the fertiliser I've been using, or some of it's been 11% iron, which well, basically it just eats the spreader alive. So if I want that to last a long time, I need to make sure that I wash it out after every use. And I haven't had chance to invoice anyone, so normally what I would do is in the invoicing video that I shared a couple of weeks ago, I can do it as I'm leaving the garden, but that's more so for, you know, regular mowing jobs when I know exactly how much they are. Some of the jobs I've been doing, like with the top dressing and things like that, you know, prices change depending on how much soil was used, this, that and the other, so I actually just need to look up from the quotes. Although saying that, actually I can just take the quote and transfer it. I just haven't had time to do it. I guess all I can do is finish up now, and I won't steal Curtis's line and tell you to be good, but be good. So after caning it for the last couple of days, trying to make up for the amount of rain we've had for the last couple of weeks, and expecting Saturday to be torrential and the rest of the week torrential, I've woken up on Saturday morning and it's not raining, and it looks as though any rain we do have is not really going to come to anything. So it's 7:30 now, and I've made the decision to work, so I'm just going to have some quick breakfast, load the van up, and go out and hustle. Okay, so here we've got, bloody hell, So here we've got a lawn which the client likes to cut himself, except for when he doesn't cut it, then he calls me, and it's always pretty long. It's only about 550 square metres, this lawn, but it's split into 8 different lawns, so it actually takes ages to do, but I price it correctly, so I've got no issues with that. Look at that though. Crazy. Top lawns up there. And there's a couple over there. And then a couple over there. Also now day 3 of the headphones. And there you are. Yeah, and I don't know if you can see, but the battery is completely full on them. Okay, so everything's been strimmed. GoPro's playing up actually. It's frozen. So switch to the phone. So as I say, this is about 550 square metres, but over the course of about 8 different lawns. Biggest issue with this lawn is it's always wet, it's quite shady, and it never gets cut regularly. And for me, that's the most important thing. Let's get the mower out and start mowing. Okay, so I wasn't expecting to work today. I literally woke up about 7 o'clock, looked out the window, it wasn't raining. Couldn't believe my luck. Checked the weather, no rain today. So I literally just chucked a mower, strimmer, I think I've got a scarifier in there as well, just some random things, and I've gone out and I'm going to see who's in and if, you know, where I can get some work done. Everyone's expecting me, but no one's accepting me right now, so I'm now just going to check with another client to see, just to make sure it's alright. It's ringing this time.
Hello.
Alex, Dave Warner.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm alright. It's not raining, Alex. That's what's happening.
I know.
So I suppose I would come in on Wednesday, but it's looking wet all next week, so I'm trying to make the most of a dry day. So I was wondering if it was alright to come in today and
Absolutely, more than welcome to come and cut the grass. Yeah, I'll be back.
I'm just in Greyswood at the minute, so I'll make my way over. Perfect.
All right, I'll get the kettle on.
Cheers. See you later.
Right, see you in a bit. Thanks, guys. Bye.
If you can remember what this lawn was like when we first turned up here this morning, massive difference. So just took the strimmer and hacked down all those really tufted bits. Again, it just needs regular cutting. Just got back to the van and the battery on the GoPro had actually run itself out, and that's meant that I've been able to start charging it. So I guess that's the problem when you have something where you can't just take the battery out the back and put it back in, unless you can. If you know how to take the battery out, then let me know. This is a fortnightly lawn. They've actually got about 5 or 6 dogs, I think, so it's really good condition, bearing in mind on that. So going to get this one done, and then I'll probably have time for a couple more perhaps. So just finished that second property now, literally just going around the corner. There's 2 other properties I look after just to see what's going on there. One of them I turfed last weekend, I think, in the torrential rain. Just going to see what state they're in, really. So this is last week's turfing job. I was turfing this on Good Friday. Oh, you can see there's some quite good rootage for a week. That's a great way to test the lawn, to keep pulling it up, and when you can't pull it up, that's always a good indication as to, you know, when you can safely cut it, and always cut it on a really high cut. But anyway, that's the lawn now. I've just striped down there, just give it a bit of a tidy up. It's more so moss than anything nowadays. I've built this ramp here, so hopefully I'll be able to get the mower up here. Okay, so I've cut the grass. It's this is with the 56, just because it's the only mower I had. Normally cut this with a 41. Normally with a 41 I'd cut it on probably a 4 now at the moment, and then 3 in the summer, then back to 4 in the autumn. With the 56 I would cut it on a 4, but because I'm about to scarify, I cut it on a 3 to get it nice and low. Now we're going to scarify. I brought the iron hail with me today, basically because I was in a bit of a rush to get out this morning, and it was the nearest one to grab. Also, it's a little bit lighter, so I was feeling quite tired. Cue the violins. And cut, scarified, seeded, pre-seeded. In an ideal world I would have top dressed at the same time, but it is what it is. Today was a bonus day. I didn't expect to get any work done, but I have been able to, and getting the seed into the ground, or getting the scarifying part done while it was dry was the critical part. The seed's in the ground now. If it rains tonight, that's brilliant. It starts the ball rolling, and then I'll be able to top dress. That would just help the seed germinate, but also protect it. You know, if the weather does get that little bit colder, or you know, any animals, birds and things like that. So anyways, I think I am done for the week.